Now this is a real stone fireplace. It's we put a gas insert in it from an old fireplace. Built it out of stone. We didn't show the joints. It's outside, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So this is the project for today. This is a fake fireplace. It's made out of tin or something, and it's a gas fireplace. And they don't want a real fireplace. So what we're going to do, and they keep changing their mind. We've had it here, we moved it out here. So we're going to put a footer here, and we're going to build a fireplace as the owner directs me. And this is where we're going to start. We're going to put our footer in.
Speaking of my lawn.
By orders of your wife. You know that? I'm going to go down maybe 6 inches. When you pick with a pick, since I'm an old coal miner's son, you never pick it up above your head. This is how you pick. You don't be throwing it way up. Keep it right close. And you pick at it. That's why they call it a pick. And the next little tip is, you put your shovel in, you shake it. You always get a full shovel full. Start filling it with gravel. Now I'm putting my forms in here on top of the gravel. And I'm doing this because by the time I get the electrics out, I can be done. Let me mix it for a footer. Mix it a little soupy first, and I just get the bucket of gravel and mix it in. That's how I get it. The rod in here. I'm laying my brick in here. The footer's been there for about 2 hours. It's dry enough. And I'm just using regular brick. Concrete brick. I didn't want to use fire brick. One thing, it's real expensive, and the other thing, it's not going to do any good for a gas fireplace. It's all for looks. And I'm just striking it up, and then next time I come back, I'm going to go around and start my stonework. Now, this is the pile of stones they gave me to use. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through it and put the best stones aside for the arches and for the front. I put my best stones aside. You see that? Now this is the back of the fireplace, and what I did is I put a piece of plywood here and I dropped the lines. You see the lines? That means I don't have to be running around with the level all the time. I'm down here on my footer, and I just put them in like this. No big deal, because all they are is going to be just putting a cement behind it and a stone in front of it. That's all I'm doing. Just like that. And I basically look for a stone with the same thickness. I just trim it up a little bit. Like that. Just throw the cement in any old way. It's not going to get seen. I just bring the stone back and I push the cement so it don't seep out the front. And then just fill in the back, that's all. And in between. And that's all you do, and then you take your junk if you want and throw it in the back here. See, the tin one will go in there. And like that. And if you want, just to make sure you're not going all different ways, you just get your little torpedo level. Now we get a stone, and we're gonna just kind of truss it up. Use this side of the hammer. That side of the hammer cuts deep. See that? That's deeper. I don't want to go too deep. I want to square it off. Tip it up a little bit so I don't go too deep on it. Hit it this way. And I use the point just to get to kind of refine it a little bit. That's all. See that? That's what I'm looking for. Something like that for a corner. See, I followed my lines up right here. Got my 2 lines, and these are level coming up. And the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm working on my arch. This is where my arch is going to go. So I'm going to start working on that now, but My style of stonework is to match everything. That way there's nothing to throw you off. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just close. That's my style. It's not written in stone, but that's the way I do it. Now we're finishing up our arch. No use me going into that too much because I did that in my other videos. And I just got to get it in here. And then tomorrow I'll take this all down. Right there. That's my other piece right here. Jam that up there. And tomorrow we'll take this down. You got to keep going over this and adjusting it. Now we're finishing up on the back end, and the next decision will be is what does the owner want to do for the top? What kind of stone do they want to use? I'm just cutting the caps. Now we're putting our caps on. You can see that I put a thing of wire mesh through here. I also put some wire going through it, but the decision was to use the rustic look, so we're putting our caps on now. And so when I tilt it, the water goes down. Now we're taking the water and sponge just like on my patio videos. We're doing the top with the sponge. Now we're laying our stones here for our heart. Because it's outside, we're still putting a pitch down in case the water gets there. I also left weed poles in here, so if any water ever gets in there, it'll come out. Okay, here we are with the owner putting the cap on. Right like that. Perfect. And again, I want the water to go away from the face.
That's one fine specimen.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
I'm talking about the horse.